Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 220?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Also known as 220.
I don't have my mouse here, so I just have my trackpad, so I'm like scrambling to get over to the folder to see what the last one was we did. Yeah. It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken. Of course, and as always, we're talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here.
And brother, we
really
had some life this week.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
We had a birth in the family.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, congratulations, dude.
Yay,
Thank
congrats, Patillo.
This is so awesome.
Thanks. It's fun.
Taking
so
over the
far.
world.
That's right,
man.
One Patillo at a time.
One little Asian baby at a time.
Exactly. Remy counts for like 3, but everybody else just counts for 1, yeah.
So how's everybody? How's mama, baby, you? How's the fam doing?
Everybody is good. Here's the only thing. If you hear me like in the show leave or sound real down, it's not because of the baby.
Oh.
I got this freaking like stomach bug 2 days ago.
Oh,
no, dude.
That thing has been the worst.
Hey.
Oh, no.
And I never
Look
get
on the-
sick.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I never get sick, and so like I'm pretty much a big old sissy when I do get sick, and so it like wears me out more than I feel like the average person because I'm like, I hurt everywhere. No. So,
Oh, you poor thing.
forgive me.
Hey, look on the bright side. It's a weight loss program.
that is true. That's what your wife calls it, is the gift, right?
It is the gift that keeps on giving,
Oh my
Clark.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
That's what-
It is
What
horrible,
calls it.
but it's so true. It's the gift. She's like, oh, great. Now I can have dessert.
Exactly, because I can't have that much, and so yeah, I'm not able to like eat very much right now, but
Oh, man.
little bit.
Well, you don't sound like when I'm sick, because I'm the same as you. I don't get sick super often, and when I
Yes.
do, I'm a big wuss about it. But I
Right.
sound sick like when I'm sick. You don't sound sick
Well,
at all.
I'm trying to pep it up, and plus I've had a lot of practice because the last 2 days I've been working on this voiceover job.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
how's that been working
Yeah,
with
that's
a
right.
stomach
Oh,
bug?
gosh.
That's got to be great.
Dude.
Guys, can I take a break real quick? It's not a question.
Boy, it sure is cold out here.
Well, thank God it's not that end.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
So I'm not. Yeah,
wow.
I'm not.
Oh, that's
not
worse
doing that
then.
all over myself. Yeah, and so it's definitely been like one of those things where, I mean, I came up in a household of entertainment, and I'm an entertainer now, and so it's like, the show must go on.
Right.
We've
Yeah,
definitely like been throwing up right before going on stage with Toby, so it's like, man,
I don't think I could do that.
you don't have a choice.
I mean,
Yeah.
I hear you, but in my head, I'd be like, I got a choice, and I ain't doing this.
Oh man. So it's yesterday, the first day was fine. And then something about, I don't know if it was what I had for lunch or just picked up the bug somewhere.
Yep.
But on my way home after the first day, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, what is
Wow.
that?
Oh, no.
And then, things progressed. And then I, went to sleep at like 7:30.
Which never happens.
Yeah, right.
Woke up like every hour. And then,
my gosh, dude.
and then woke up, had a half a banana.
Mm-hmm.
And, that didn't stay.
Yeah,
where
I was
it
going to
supposed
say, and then you saw it again 10 minutes later.
But like how you feel great after kind of getting
Oh, yeah.
everything out.
Yeah.
So like finished a banana, had an apple, and I was like, all right. And then just kind of like, and then it kind of like made its way back a little bit, and then so I didn't eat anything yesterday,
Oh,
and then drove home for dinner. I drove home for lunch because I was like, I've got to like just lay down real quick.
mm-hmm.
So I set my alarm, slept for like 30 minutes real quick, and then got up and Jenny made me 2 pieces of toast.
Oh,
And I got like 3 bites into that, and I was like, "Oh man, this tastes awful." And so
She loves hearing that.
rewind.
went back to the job because we're at a studio, and so it's like these guys have flown in. One guy's from Texas, one guy's from Canada, and then the engineer and everything. So it's kind of like you know, Chris, I know you're like, I don't think I could do it, but you're like, man, these people have flown from out of the country. And like, if I can
have the
pep it up for
status of saying that from the standpoint of not having to actually be in that situation.
Exactly. Yeah.
If I was actually in it, I'd probably, I'd find a way.
Yeah. And so that's kind of what it's been. And it's just like, everything just like, you're just kind of like, asleep when you can.
Yeah.
Because I feel okay if I lay down. It's when I get right side up. I'm like, oh, shoot. That's right. I'm sick.
Well, but can't you hold the microphone and lay on the ground? Be like, hey, guys, I'm just going to do this from down here.
I know, right? I don't know. I could try that.
Well, you should.
Hey, can I bring a mattress in this small room?
Out soon.
Yeah, hopefully. This morning, though, kind of feels like, ugh. I don't know. So, I don't know. Sorry to be gross, but...
No, if you gotta go and do your thing, go and do your thing. Oh.
But what sucks is that, like, I don't get to, like, hold Milo and wrestle with Remy right now.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
Jenny's, like, definitely OCD on the germs.
Yep.
Right.
And so, which is good, because I'm not really.
Yeah.
But she's just constantly reminding me, like, don't touch Remy. Don't
Are you Bubble Boy
Milo.
right now?
Yeah, exactly. I pretty much need to be. So that just kind of sucks, because I want to, like, Milo's only a week old today. And it's like, Joker just got here. And so, you want to be with him and snuggle with him because he's cute and he's got a full head of hair like Amara did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
And it's
Which
like
is so
pinned
weird.
straight, too.
Yes.
Like.
And so when he first came out, we were like, oh, snap, it's a girl again. Because Amara had a head full of hair and Remy didn't. So that's all we had to go off of. And then the rest of them came out and I was like, oh, snap, it's a boy. And so
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That's so cool.
Stay in the hospital was good and everything like that. And Jenny was feeling good.
How's the mystery meat?
We had enough family bring us food, so we didn't have to.
That's good.
Oh, very nice.
That's great.
So Whole Foods was open on Thanksgiving. So
Really?
My sister-in-law Jess brought us some Whole Foods Thanksgiving food.
That's pretty cool.
Brought you a turkey for $100.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Brought us mac and cheese and
some
potatoes
kombucha?
and all that.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know. It said it was good.
That's how we got the stomach flu.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably where it came from. So
your body's rejecting anything natural and anything healthy. It's like, no, I don't want this.
Exactly. It's like, you ain't gonna switch up at us at 34 years old. Give me a Lunchable.
Oh, that's awesome. But Jenny's feeling good. Everything, like, that was a quick labor then.
Dude, like, so just for some schooling, yeah, everybody knows what a contraction is when a pregnant lady goes into contractions and labor, and it's all that stuff that you see on TV where they're breathing, hoo, hoo, he. So it's your body contracting, right?
Right.
And so you push with the contractions. So you kind of wait and push. You see on TV.
Yep.
And they're pushing when the contractions happen. 2 contractions, that baby was out.
No way.
Milo was out in like 7 minutes. It was
Really?
crazy. Yeah, it was so fast.
Did they give anything for her to, like, help the process? Like, when you guys got to the
like
hospital?
once we got there, they gave us Pitocin.
Yep.
Which kind of, pushes your body along.
Yep.
But
With it being that fast,
man.
it almost makes you wonder, what the heck was he waiting on?
exactly.
I know, right?
Seriously.
Well, here's what happened. And I going on a rabbit trail here about
It's
stuff
fine,
that
man.
people care about.
This
But-
is all you. This is all about you, man.
So Jenny is not an all-natural girl. She's like, give me the drugs, right?
Yeah.
So she gets the epidural, and which helps with the pain a bunch. Well, the epidural didn't take on her right side,
Oh, no.
so she could almost feel everything on that side, and it was very painful. But here's the thing about natural births. Natural births usually go faster because you're able to know where to push, because an epidural will make you numb from like the waist to your knees.
Right.
And so you don't feel anything. You just, when they say push, you just like, I think this is pushing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when you can kind of feel it, you can kind of focus your pushing. You're not just like pushing for pushing's sake. It's like if you were to isolate, if you were doing like a dumbbell curl, and isolated one muscle and just use that muscle,
Right.
just to get the, the most effect. It's kind of like that, to where like you can focus the push. And so I think that's what helped too. But it was hard to watch her go through that, man, when she was like, it's not taking on the right. And so every contraction that came just hurt so bad.
Oh, poor thing.
And, and you have a thing in your spine to not feel that.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Honestly, that talk made me more squeamish than your puke talk. if we're just being real, I mean, I'm glad it all worked out great, but I was just,
He said,
If you
"I'm
guys
glad it all
ever
worked
have
out great,
kids,
but
Chris
gross."
is going to be the one passed out on the delivery room floor.
Exactly. Oh my god.
And how was Amara with a little brother instead of a little sister?
She definitely wanted a little sister. So at very first, when I came out, I said, "It's a little boy." She looked up. She goes, "Oh," like I had a choice.
That's awesome.
That's great.
But once she like came in and saw him, and then went home that night.
Oh yeah.
With her grandmother, she texted us, or Gigi texted us and said, "Amara says she thinks she likes Milo."
Oh, that's good.
So, and then she's a big old mama bear anyway.
Right.
Yeah, she's sweet.
So
say, once you get another small little cute thing, she's probably like, I love it.
exactly, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's having fun with it. So
Oh, that's so cool. Did you guys come back Friday?
we came home, Friday. So Wednesday we went in, Thursday we were in there, and then Friday came home. Yeah,
Oh man, that's great.
yeah. So it was a good time. We were
That's great. And how's
Grateful.
how's the first week? Feeding process, everything going well?
been
And-
great, man. Been
Good.
great. I told some of you guys this. I think I told Chris this. In the Bible, people would name their children off of like how they were feeling about the birth or what they hoped for the child. And so me and Jenny were kind of talking about that. And I was like, man, we really like kind of want a peaceful baby, you know?
yeah.
And not to say that there's anything to this, but we were like, why don't we name it something that means peace? And so we had looked up names that meant peace, and Milo was there on the list. And we had talked separately about liking Milo years ago. And so when I saw that, I was like, I didn't know that's what Milo meant. And so named him Milo Anthony, and he is very, very peaceful. I'm not saying it's because we named him that,
Right.
but he's so peaceful. He's just sleeping and eating good. And I mean, of course he's going to cry as a baby,
Right.
but it's not like he's not keeping us up all night. I think last night was maybe the roughest night. He just didn't want to go to sleep between 2 and 4. But, compared to what went on with that old Remy boy,
Right.
this is like,
I think
been pretty
Milo's
great.
going to be your gamer because he's chill. He's like, he'll think through everything.
I need it to happen.
Yeah, it'll happen. Don't you worry.
Anyway, so all that to say, I haven't been playing anything.
Oh, really?
I wish.
How dare you?
Yeah.
I wish I had been. I really want to go pick up Final Fantasy.
Right.
So that'll
Yeah,
probably
you
be
will.
today. But these voiceover sessions have been going from about 8 to 6.
Wow.
And so they've just been like long
Oh,
days.
like one of my days.
yeah.
And so
You should strike.
I've been exactly. Yeah. I want royalties.
Right.
But and so I just haven't been able to make it over there. And then with feeling bad these last 2 days, I'm like, bleh,
Yeah.
I just don't feel like doing the Best Buy thing. But maybe this afternoon we'll see what happens.
Man, that's crazy.
So anyway, that is me. Router, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh man, it was good. It was nice and chill. We just went right up the street to Lauren's parents' house. Had a really good time. We ended up like Lauren made a few things here at the house the night before, and then we went over there early in the early morning. Well, not early morning, but like 9:00, and we helped dress and put the bird in the oven and do all that stuff, and then watch the parade. Got to see Johnny swim, which was cool.
Nice.
And got to watch all the lip syncing, which was awesome. Nobody really screwed up that bad. I was kind of
Yeah, I saw that.
You were
know what
hoping for
sucks
that.
is
I seriously,
Exactly.
that's why I watch the parades. I just want to see one person slip, and everybody was really pro, and I was like, dang it.
You know what sucks is that we were both watching the parade and we were like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. I fell asleep for like 15 minutes and woke up to a text from my mom like, Johnny Swim did great. I was like,
Oh,
that
you
was the
were
whole
shivering
reason I
when
was
Johnny Swim
watching.
was on.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I've
that's-
got to find it on YouTube or something.
That's hilarious. But yeah, man, it was just a really great Thanksgiving. Piper's topic of the week:
Oh yeah.
Christmas tree. Because in our
Ah.
Thanksgiving weekend tradition, we always get a Christmas tree. Now, last year we ended up getting a fake tree, and this year we were like, no, we need to go back to that wonderful Christmas tree smell and go get a live tree. So
Vacuuming every day.
Right.
No, we just let it drop for a few days and then vacuum it up.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we went and got our Christmas tree, and then my wife had the brilliant idea of, hey, I think I want to flock our Christmas tree.
Oh, geez.
What does
And
that
I'm like,
mean?
you-
I don't know what
you
that
That
wanna-
doesn't sound brilliant at all.
You want to do what? So we actually talked to the guys at Santa's Tree, which is the lot that we always get our trees from the same lot. And he's like, well, we don't have any of the, we don't do it here, but if you go up toward Brentwood, that's where we do all the flocking. And it's like, they charge like $150 extra to flock.
What is
No,
flocking?
you have
I don't know what
got to
that
be
is.
kidding
Flocking
me.
is like it's a powdery, it looks like powdered sugar.
It's like
but
frosting it. Yeah.
It's like
It's
frosting.
like fake snow in a way.
Yeah,
something.
exactly. It's fake
Oh,
snow.
okay.
So
I
what
got
you do is you basically you have to wet your tree down and then blow it on the tree, and then it sticks, and then you can wet it down again. You have to let it dry, and it gets crunchy, and it's definitely a process. So here's the thing: so Lauren and I were up near Brentwood. She's like, "Hey, can we just stop by the Santa's tree place right here?" We go in and talk to the guy, and he's looking at us like we have three heads. He's like, "You want to do what now?" He's like, as a professional, I strongly urge you not to. It's super messy. It takes a lot of time, and it's just you're going to get it everywhere. And Lauren's just like, you know what? She one of our friends had done it, so I think that's what triggered this whole thing in the process.
Right.
And so she had texted her and asked how she did it, and she's like, "Oh, that doesn't seem that bad." So she went in with all the full confidence. She's like, she didn't care what this guy was going to say. She wanted it. So they ended up.
Melba did it, so I'm gonna do it.
Exactly.
Right.
So we he's like, all right, I'll give you. I have like half a bag of this flock left because these are huge bags. He's like, I'll give it to you for like $20, which is great because normally like a bag of
Yeah, I was
flock
about
is
to
like
say, yeah.
$80 or something like that. And he was just like, he's like, I'm giving you my number. You have to text me to see how this goes because I'm really curious because you're crazy. He basically
Because I haven't
said,
had a good laugh yet today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you just
exactly.
want to see pictures of the aftermath.
that is exactly what he's thinking. He's just like, no, you guys are nuts. And he's looking at her like, are you kidding? You're crazy. And I'm looking at her like, are you kidding? You're crazy. So we picked that stuff up yesterday, and boom, she did it last night, and it looks incredible.
Awesome.
Nice.
I've gotta
How long
say-
did it take?
It took her like
5
2.5
hours.
No,
I'm
2.5 hours. What she ended up doing is I got the tree stand, put everything in, brought the tree into the house, moved the furniture. The tree goes in our living room. Moved the furniture away, put sheets underneath the tree, and then got my ladder. And then what she would do is use one of the cooking hand sieves.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And scoop
Sprinkle it.
Yeah, and then use a water bottle sprayer, spray part of the tree, sprinkle it, throw some
No
more
way.
stuff on. She crushed it. I'm so impressed. I'll post a before and after.
Did
And
she
it's
text
not-
the guy a picture?
Yeah, huge, like her smiling in the corner, a big smile on her face.
Oh yeah, no. I texted him because he texted to my phone. So I took a before and after. I said, "You're not going to believe this, but she did it." And he's like, "Holy cow, that's
You
so
need to hire
wild."
her. Yeah, exactly.
He was like, "Yeah, he was."
Does she
he was
need a
really
job?
impressed.
I'll hire her to flock trees.
Yeah, exactly. No, like when we went in there, they actually have like hose and everything. They have a whole station with plastic all around. It's like a construction area, and they put the tree on this pedestal that spins, and I think they just spray it down with water and then just use this blower and just poof, put it all on. So
Wow.
I'm totally impressed with her, man. She was determined, and she wasn't going to let anything stop her, and
Nice.
she nailed it. So we're letting it dry now, and then tonight we'll put all the ornaments and stuff. We put all the lights on too first, so you flock that, and so it's flocked with the lights in there. So it was. I'm
Nice.
super proud of her. She did an amazing job. She's crazy still, but I'll give it to her.
Right.
I think that
Yes,
I'm like,
sure.
all right, babe, your craziness pays off. It looks really great. So that's Piper's. All that to say,
Nice.
that's Piper's topic of the week because she came out and she's like, oh, it looks so beautiful. So it was really sweet to see her light up. But man, it's the most wonderful time of the year, my fellows.
Isn't it?
I'm
Isn't
so
it?
excited. I can't believe it's
I
here,
love
and
it.
it's crazy. And man, a lot's going on. Poor East Tennessee is just getting hit with these fires in
Man.
Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah,
And,
what the heck?
It's just apparently I think it started from lightning. Is that correct? I think that's what happened. And because we've had such a dry season, like this is the first time in 90 days or something like that we have, no, not 90 days, probably more like 60, that we've had rain.
Wow.
And so everything is so dry over in that area. And my brother's a volunteer fireman, and his a couple of guys from his firehouse are there, and I think Spring Hill went over to Gatlinburg too.
Wow.
So they're just, I think they have it somewhat contained, but man, it's destroyed 2 resorts, an old church. Apparently, so far, 3 people have been killed because of it, and it's just nuts. And then this morning, right before the podcast, I get Weather Channel alerts. We had some nasty storms last night here, and down in Alabama, a tornado touched down, killing 3 people.
Wow.
Dang it.
Wow.
So it's this weather in December, or not in November like this, is crazy. So I don't know what's going on, but just say a prayer for Alabama and for East Tennessee, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, gracious.
Not to depress everybody. So let's get to something happy, shall we? Yeah. Sorry, Ed.
Yes, really.
I believe the beard is coming off tomorrow, and I believe my fellow my fellow brother Ed will do the exact same thing, because both of us keep texting each other back and forth. We're like, man, I'm itchy.
That blows my mind that y'all are itchy after a month.
No, it's. I think mine is actually okay now. Like a couple days
you
ago,
said you
it
could
was
put
like,
a bead in it.
yeah, like I want to dread it and put like a little
I
bead
see that
in
so
it.
bad.
Right.
But yeah, so No Shave November is almost done, and tomorrow I think I'm going to shave it off. I mean, I'm always kept scruff though, so I do like having scruff. But I think a lot of people like it, and some people don't, and I'm just like, I don't know. But I might just shave it, and I may try again later. I don't know. We'll see.
Does Lauren like it?
Not really.
Yeah, honestly, that's the only one that matters.
Right.
She's like, I don't like too beardy. She said, to quote her, I don't like it too beardy, but I like it. I like it when you're scruffy. I'm like, okay, well, I'll stick with scruffy then.
Yeah.
So it's all good though, but it's for a good cause. So that's why we're doing it. And
and please, you have to please tell the story about. You said somebody said they didn't like your beard.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
So
Sarah
you hit him
posted
with
a
that old
picture on
guilt trip?
Facebook. They had the 2 of us in it, and some girl, I don't even know who she is, said, I love the tree, I love the cat, not a fan of the beard. And I'm like, what? Hey, nice to meet you too.
Yeah, exactly. I
Seriously.
know you,
I know
lady.
this sounds like a silly question, but did she know that person? Because everybody kind of accepts friends. Sometimes they're just like acquaintances. Did she even know who that was?
I think it was a Facebook acquaintance, but not like a real life acquaintance.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It'd have been funny if she
Even
got on
worse.
there. Let me tell you what, you don't go on my man.
yeah, right. See who goes on this total rant.
I just replied super like passive aggressive and was like, sorry you don't like the beard. I'm doing it to raise money for cancer. Here's the link if you'd like to. She did.
I love it, dude.
Nice.
I love it. Turn it around on those trolls.
That's
Unbelievable.
what you got to do.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, man. It's crazy. So just to wrap me up real quick, playing Dishonored 2 still streaming it, still having a ball. Really
So cool.
getting into the game now. Like, and this is, I said it before, this is exactly what happened with Dishonored for me too. It's like the first 2 or 3 chapters, I was just like, I kind of still don't know what I'm doing, or like I'm getting caught here and there. And now I feel like I'm getting my bearings a lot better, and it's great. I mean, it's just like the first one, and if you like the first one, you're going to love the second one. And I'm having a good time with it. And I hope people are enjoying the stream as well. And it is fun to do it.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great, man. I love it. And that is it for me.
Ed Placencia,
Yes, sir.
what it do?
You
You called me at 6:45 in the morning yesterday.
Actually, Sarah did. We figured out. Gabe sent me a message, or Gabe called yesterday, or like at 9 a.m. and I saw after I,
Which I know better.
Yeah, I know, right?
To call that
After I
early, but-
woke up, I saw that he had called at 9 a.m. and I thought, Gabe called at 9 a.m. He knows me. Something big must have happened, and I
Yeah.
immediately thought XCOM. And
you mean BioWare?
or BioWare or
Mass
BioWare.
Effect?
yeah, and so I texted Gabe and I was like, "Hey, sorry I missed your call. I assume it's because you heard from the voice people. I'm not surprised. Congratulations." And he's like, "You called me."
Yeah, I thought you got the job.
That's awesome.
I was like,
Oh, man.
my phone has been in the living room since last night when I went to bed. I didn't call anyone. And it turned out Sarah couldn't find her phone, so she used mine to call her phone. And somehow Gabe's listed as a favorite. She must have accidentally pushed your phone or something, but it was a 40-second call.
Yeah. I was like, Ed. Ed. Yeah, I picked up. I was like, Ed.
Oh, no.
I'm in bed.
Sorry. I just
Ed,
assumed it was
I'm in
voicemail.
Awesome.
Yeah. I could have swore. I was like, he freaking got the BioWare job. That is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
That's the only reason I answered. If it would have been any other day of the week,
That's so
and I knew they weren't contacting people this week, I probably wouldn't have answered.
That's so funny.
'Cause I knew it wasn't an emergency because it's not like I can come help.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I was like, it's got to be
My
something
house is
fun
on
that
fire,
happens.
Gabe. What do I do?
Yeah,
Gabe, call 911.
yeah. I'll put you on three-way with 911.
Good idea. Good idea.
Thanksgiving was nice. Sarah and I kind of do a traditional, we don't do anything on Thanksgiving as far as leaving the house. We make a turkey, we make the whole meal, but we stay home, we stay in our pajamas, we don't do anything.
That's
And,
great, man. It's a perfect Thanksgiving.
It is, and it's nice because, we don't have any family in the area. And the first year we were here, someone, was, oh no, they don't have any family, come over to our place. And it was the most awkward, I don't know
no.
anyone in this place.
Yeah.
And
They
so we
always
said,
mean
you know what?
well when they do that,
Yeah.
but
It was nice of them, but we were like, from now on, we're just staying home. And so we tell people, yeah, we're just doing that. And of course, we posted, I think, a link on Facebook, something about, oh, we love staying home. We love Thanksgiving because we don't go anywhere. We just stay home and enjoy the day. And our friends from West Virginia said, oh, you should have let us know that you were alone.
yeah.
And I was like,
Oh my
you should have
gosh!
just read what I just put.
I'm surprised you're still calling them friends. That's another thing that's weird.
Yeah, that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Mountain men, I'll say that.
Yeah,
There
the
you go.
strangers from West Virginia.
Right. I started Dishonored 2 again.
Oh,
Awesome.
Corvo
As
this time?
Corvo.
This time as Corvo. And it was funny because one of Emily's powers is that we talked about last week was the domino effect. And I
Mhm.
really learned how to use it properly pretty late in the game. And so
Ooh.
I was excited to start from the beginning knowing how it works and didn't realize, Corvo doesn't even have that power.
Oh,
So I was a
wow.
little bummed.
Oh,
That
geez.
Yeah, he
sucks.
just has the exact same powers as Dishonored 1, right?
I think so, yeah. And it felt,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, womp, womp. Yeah.
Ah,
So it was a little, what really got me is and maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but I seem to think after finishing the first Dishonored, you could go back to the different areas and like
With all
collect
the
things
powers.
again.
yeah.
And you can't in this one.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
So when the
Well,
game is
really?
done, the game is done. And I couldn't, and if you can, I couldn't figure out how to get back in and revisit. So I was a little disappointed because I wanted to go back in. So this time I am super thorough with all of my looking around.
Yeah, I was gonna
and-
say the only way I could think of is if you've done quick saves. You'd have to reload all the way back.
So
Yeah.
I had read somewhere that mission select wasn't in this game, and that was something that the developers had said, oh yeah, it's not there at launch, but we're going to patch it in.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Yeah.
That
And
would be
I
nice.
thought it had already happened, but I guess it hasn't.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that would be a smart thing to do.
Yeah, because that was something they had in the first, and they're like, oh yeah,
Yep.
this is coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
for all
good. I'm glad to
for
hear
the
that.
completionists in us, like, I
Yeah.
would love to go back and grab a few things.
Yeah.
It definitely
And-
makes it easier for those kinds of things, collectibles and whatnot.
I wish there was a way, and maybe there is, Tim, to know how many going into a place, how many paintings to look for.
That's the thing. Like
because I
they
never
really
know.
don't hold you. Yeah, they don't hold your hand very much in this game, and it's kind of like but it's also kind of a good thing because you really need to explore.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the way that I've figured it out, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but like when I go into a new area, I immediately use the heart to look for runes
Mhm.
and bone charms because wherever those are, typically that's where they, I think, want you to be to start looking around. Because every
Right.
time I've gone toward a rune, there's been like an open window that you've never noticed before, and you go in there, and that's where some of that stuff is.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing is using the heart to find where all the runes and bone charms are, and then going to those locations.
That's a good call.
So because they really don't hold your hand very much at all with this, and so you really need to be kind of thorough and kind of figure it out.
Especially when I think I was thorough and get to the end and be like, you found 4 of 88 paintings. I'm like, oh
No,
man.
the paintings I didn't realize. Like I got almost everything except for something in the last chapter that I had. But like the one before, it's like you got 0 of 2 paintings. I'm like, I didn't even know there were paintings available.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, they kind of keep it ambiguous, and it's kind of cool that way. So
yeah, I kind of like it, and it's fun going through it again, and that, I mean, that's always a sign of a good game, is that you finish it and you immediately want to play the entire thing all over again.
Yeah.
Finished Watch Dogs 2.
You were saying it was rough to go back as Corvo. Is that just because you were missing the the domino thing?
Yeah, there are a couple powers she has that I really thought were cool and didn't realize Corvo didn't have them, or his just didn't seem as like I'm never going to use rats. He had a lot of powers I'm just going to have no interest in.
Oh, yeah. Got you.
But it's been fun, and it kind of made me appreciate the game makers, as much dialogue as that's in there. How many times they had to go back and record everything twice based on the sex of the person they're referring to, or whatever. So it's pretty impressive to see that.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
Finished Watch Dogs 2, and
nice.
That was so much fun.
Man, you put time in that game. You put a lot of time in that game.
I did, and it was a little I was happy about it, but then also not happy about it, just because my computer that I record on for the YouTube channel was acting up. Surprise, surprise. And my mic wasn't registering. It wasn't picking up anything. And I was like, oh, it's picking up on this computer over here. So I was like, well, I'll just Twitch it and then move that over to the YouTube channel. So the second half of my playthroughs are all Twitch streams, and the very last chapter, the last mission, Twitch said, oh, hey, we muted the sound in this part because it's copyrighted music. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. But when I put it over to YouTube, YouTube said, oh, there was copyright in here? Yeah, we'll just mute it all. Oh. So the last...
Oh, man.
So part of me is like, do I go back and see about replaying those missions for the YouTube channel? Do I put it back up and just with no sound at all?
Because I would say because you enjoyed it so much, I would go back and replay it, just because it'll be nice to have like the actual audio, especially if it's the ending. I'm sure I mean, you can tell us better, but there might be important to have some dialogue between you and like whatever the last people you're fighting against are.
Right.
Or since you enjoyed it so much,
or just add an audio track of Benny Hill for the entire mission.
That
would be amazing.
That does work for everything.
That would be incredible.
Yes. But it's been really cool. I just love that we do that. The walkthroughs that we do, I love, because I learned a lot from watching Tim's walkthroughs this week.
Really?
It really has helped my play this time around. Some of the bad guys, I didn't realize certain things you had to do and what have you. And then watching Tim and Stacy play Overcooked, I was like, that looks so much fun. So I got it, and I was like, Sarah, look at Chris and Stacy having so much fun playing this game. Let's play this. And she was like, ugh, all right. Yeah. And we played it, and she was like, yeah, let's go again. Let's do this again.
Man, I can't. Yeah.
So thank you, Chris, for getting us hooked on that. That was a great time.
That is awesome. I love that so much.
And that was our week pretty much.
Chris McCracken, how was your Thanksgiving, brother?
It was awesome. So on Thanksgiving, I've not really paid too much. Ever since I got this Apple Watch, I mainly got it for because I had a Fitbit before. I just had the real basic one that gives you the dots or whatever. And I was like, well, I'll be able to see the time now without having to dig out my phone. But also like the health stuff. So I can start like my different running apps from my watch and all this kind of stuff. Well, one of the things, I never really paid too much attention to the activities app on iOS because, on my phone, I don't really care. But they popped up this achievement that said a 5K achievement. They're like, run or walk the equivalent of a 5K on Thanksgiving, and we'll give you this little medal that looks like a turkey and says 5K on it. And something about that was like, I want that
I
medal.
gotta do that.
That's awesome.
It's shiny.
Yeah, Stacy had talked to me. She's like, "Oh, would you want to sign up for a turkey trot like earlier?" And it was just a little too late in the game. It was kind of going to be kind of expensive. I was like, "Well, let's just wait for next year." But then this achievement popped up, and I was like, "Well, all right. Well, let's
That
not
is
sign up for a
hilarious.
5K and spend the money. But I'm just going to run 3.1 miles worth of distance around the house, like in the neighborhood." So we got up that morning, and then we went and ran. And while she walked the dog, and I ran the 3.1 because I wanted that stupid little medal. And now I got it. And it says, "Chris McCracken earned this medal on blah, blah, blah." And
They know how to
That's-
get you.
That is
Nobody sees
really
it.
funny.
I text messages a couple. It also gives you a little, because in iOS 10, they came out with this whole stickers feature. So for
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who use iMessage, they can send stickers and stuff. I can send a little 5K turkey sticker. I've sent it to like one person. There's like nothing to do, but it's something I really, really wanted that. So I went ahead and got it.
That is
Hey,
hilarious.
if you
awesome.
can't get you
Yeah.
can't get Donald, you got to get the turkey. You know
I
what
know.
I'm saying?
I mean, it's, whatever. I'm never getting done. I'm like, I've come so close to just deleting that game. I'm probably going to do it this week.
Yeah,
It's
just
like, you know,
delete
it just doesn't need to happen.
It's just taunting you at this point.
Exactly.
Right?
So then we went over to Thanksgiving at my mom's house. It's been a couple years, I think 2, since we were at Thanksgiving on my side. We've been doing Stacy's the last 2 years, I think. So it had been a while, and all of my cousins come over. Everybody comes to my mom's house for Thanksgiving. I think she hosts it every year for like the last 6 or something like that.
Nice.
I'm not exactly sure why. I guess she's not really the most centrally located, so I'm not sure how it ended up that way, but that's the way that it is. So we went over there,
'Cause she's
spent
the
time
mom.
with family, watched football, ate a lot of good food, had a really good time, and then we went home. We woke up the next morning. I realized, oh yeah, I have my Hobbit moment, and because we were going to go and have a second one, it's like, oh yeah. So in Lord of the Rings, Mary said, oh, what about breakfast? And he said, we've already had it. He said, oh, what about second breakfast? I was like, oh, what
Yeah.
about Thanksgiving? We've already had it. What about
What about
second Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving? Yeah.
So we went
Nice.
we went up to Oklahoma to Stacy's aunt's because her family just kind of postponed their Thanksgiving one day so that we could go to both.
Oh,
And
cool.
so we got to go up there and have another Thanksgiving meal that was glorious. Her aunt's a really, really good cook as well. Like at my house, everybody kind of brings something.
Oh, good.
And up there, though, her aunt pretty much makes out all of it. I mean, some people bring a
Wow.
couple
Oh, wow.
things, like maybe one of the pies or something, but all the main courses and everything and the side dishes, she pretty much makes all of it.
Nice.
So, yeah, and
Impressive.
she's really, really good at it. It's all really good food. So that was awesome. We stayed out there that evening in Oklahoma, and we went and met up with some friends and just played some video games with my nephew, played some more Battlefront. He's got all of the expansions for it, and I don't have them, so he was showing me some of the heroes that I've never played before, and we're doing
Oh, cool.
some co-op stuff and then some versus stuff, and he was destroying me all the time in the hero battle. He was just, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with this kid. And then we played Madden, which I haven't played Madden in, it's been a long time. And
right.
we were playing, and he was beating me. Like every time I got the ball, I would just throw an interception. I mean, it was like 18-0. And I was like, okay, where's the forfeit button? It's like, obviously I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not any good at this. You win. And then I handed the controller off to his dad, and he came back and ended up winning the game. I was like, wow, I'm
No
really
way.
bad at Madden.
Did it make you want to
awesome.
pick it up again?
Gosh.
It did make me want to know, like, why can I not figure this out? And I know at some point I'm planning to get EA access, and I'll get last year's Madden with that because it's in the vault. So I'm
Right.
kind of looking forward to picking up and just figuring out, the buttons and being able to, because there's certain buttons you can press to like try to be more aggressive to catch the ball and like fend off a defender. But there was never a prompt for that because I'm assuming there's some kind of tutorial level or something. I don't know.
Right.
So I just didn't know all these things. And then they're just telling me, oh, yeah, well, you got to hit this. And then that makes you more aggressive. I was like, oh, well, no wonder you're defeating me every single time. I didn't know to hit a button. Not that I probably would have won anyways, because he's, way better at it than me. But yeah, I'll definitely get it whenever I finally one day get EA access, and I'll figure it all out. And hopefully I can go back there
Right.
one day and defend my honor against him.
There you go.
And then on Sunday, we came home that Saturday, the next day, and then just chilled and took it easy that day. Sunday, we watched some more football. We put up the Christmas tree and the little bit of decorations around the inside of the house. We don't do lights on the outside of the house, really. We do have these little snowflakes that you could put out in the yard. They like with a stake, and you just put them in the yard, and you can plug those in, and then they'll light up. If we do anything, that's what we'll do. That's all we've ever done in the past.
Nice.
So I haven't done that yet. I'll probably be something I do here soon because Stacy likes to have something outside, but we don't do the entire, string up the lights all around the house kind of thing.
Right.
And then that was it. Work's been pretty good, getting back in the swing of things. Now we have a couple of projects that are due in the next couple of weeks to wrap everything up right before most people start breaking, and using vacation around Christmas and New Year's. So working on that stuff. And game-wise, so as Ed said, Stacy and I went ahead and played Overcooked. She came home, I think it was last week's show when we talked about it, and she came home and she's like, I want Overcooked. I was like, all right, cool. So I went ahead and bought it, and she played it. And I think I've mentioned before that she really likes playing games, but she's like has a short attention span. And I don't know, had we already played it last week? I don't remember.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then there you go. So we've been playing more Overcooked, and we've been streaming it because I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can't get the green screen set up and do this and see if we can do a stream with the both of us on there. And it worked out. And so we streamed it 2 different times. And actually, we had another friend of ours that picked up Overcooked because they watched us stream it as well, and they streamed it on their Twitch.
No way.
I was like, oh my god, yeah. And so I've been watching theirs, and then like the funniest thing, theirs was hilarious because at one point, they started a fire and they didn't know how to get rid of it, so the whole thing just keeps more and more gets engulfed, and they're just screaming like running around. What do I do? I don't know. And then finally they realized that there was a fire extinguisher, and then started putting it out. And so actually, really they're going to be coming over to our house this Saturday. And we're going to do 4-player co-op locally.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Please record that.
Yes.
I saw that I'm going to try to set it up to where we can stream it. But I had looked, I saw, it looked like there's 4 places to play. And so I was hoping maybe there might be some way to do it online, and there wasn't. So we were like, all right, well, let's just get together and we'll do it all at the same place. And so they're going to come on over and we're going to do that. And I'm hoping
that's awesome
to, if not record it, I would really like to stream it, but if I can't get that worked out, then I'll definitely try to record some of it.
That's so cool.
Been playing Battlefield 1 and Modern Warfare Remastered multiplayer here and there. Last night I did bust out the VR and play a couple of other things. I finally got around to downloading the Super Hypercube demo and played that. That actually seems like a lot of fun. I still don't think it's $30 worth of fun, so I'm going to wait until it goes on sale or something like that. But that's probably something I'll end up picking up later on. I played a little bit of the Playroom VR stuff, and they're just kind of cute little games that you can do multiplayer. So like where you have a controller or you're just using the headset to do your movement for your character, and another person in the room, because it also displays on the TV, can use a controller and they can control a different character. So me and Stacy played a little bit of that. So that was fun. And then there was a game, remember a couple weeks back, Volume was all of a sudden landing in the top 10 on the charts.
Yeah.
Well, Volume had put out an update when PlayStation VR came out to where you could play the game, a slightly different version of it in VR. And basically, it's the same kind of thing where you have all the maps where you're trying to go around and sneak around the characters and pick up the things and get to the checkpoint to get out of the mission. But in the VR, what you can do is you're like sitting in a room, and the map, if you will, is displayed up in front of you, but you can use a controller and you can tilt it all the way around, so you can look at it at eye level. You can zoom in on it. You can move all around the entire map to see around corners better. And it just adds a whole nother dimension to it, because Volume all the rest of the time is just this kind of 3/4 bird's eye view looking angle for the other version. So sometimes there'll be a wall, and unless you may get spotted, you're like, how did I get spotted? And you can't really tell that that wall is shorter. You have to look at other context things, and because you've played in other levels, you learn how to discern if a wall is shorter than another one based on shadows and stuff. But with this one, I can completely level it out, so I can see, these walls are shorter. I need to make sure I crouch around these, and you can see things from a totally different perspective. And it's not necessary, like you don't have to have it, but it's definitely a cool little thing. And it was a free update. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this guy because I'm assuming that's hard to do, to build out a VR part of your game. I don't know. I'm not a developer, but it was really cool. So I messed around with that for a while, and that's pretty much been it. We're definitely going to be getting back into some Overcooked, because like you said, it's been so much fun, and Stacy just wants to play it all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm really glad I picked it up. And my friend, when I watched their stream, it's the same thing. Like, it has that like little 10% around the screen where it's blacked out. Like, it doesn't completely fill the screen. Yeah.
See, ours didn't have that.
Really?
Are you guys on a PS4 or on the Xbox?
We're on PS4. Is it on Xbox One?
Yeah. We're playing on Xbox. I wonder if that's the difference.
Did you stream it or anything?
No.
Okay. Well, if you do, I'll check it out. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is. That's the only thing that I can think of is him and I guess, are both on PlayStation 4. I didn't even think about that, actually.
So weird, though.
So maybe it's that. I'm not sure. But if anybody's thinking about Overcooked, I highly recommend it. And it's only like $15 or something. It's really cheap. So definitely go and get it. And that is it for me, fellas.
Nice. Well, Router.
Yes, sir.
You got it.
You know it.
Well, let's do it.
Oh, I thought you were going to be, well, let's do
Seriously. Oh, my gosh.
Poor guy. Well, let's see. There's just this tiny little game coming out that everyone's been waiting for. Final Fantasy 15 is out this week. PS4, Xbox One.
I like
I'm
it.
sure my boy Gabe's going to go pick that one up.
Hey, baby. I like it like that.
Oh, don't put that song in my head, please. We also have Steep for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. That's that Ubisoft game that nobody cares about, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's the I
snowboarding
played some
one?
of the beta on the YouTube. Yeah.
And
I'll
it
pass
was
on that.
It was what? It was good, bad.
Nope. I didn't
Okay.
like it.
I didn't like it either.
Oh, you tried it, Ed?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even kind of like it.
No, and I was like,
I was trying to be really nice on the stream, but I was like, bleh.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, even seeing it at the press conference, I'm like, this is stupid. Why are they spending so much time on this?
Yeah.
So
and people,
I don't know what's going on
A
with
lot
that.
of headlines I see are people raving about it, and I'm like, really? What am I not
Well,
getting? Is it just me?
I think what happened was, like, they did that whole push where they had a bunch of, like, you know, snowboarders and all these
Yeah, I was
guys
gonna
like
say,
try the
yeah.
game, and they're- you know, and so what are they gonna say? You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
true.
this game is awesome. You know what I mean?
dude, it's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's out this week.
Hit the slopes, bro. Hit the slopes, bro.
The crew.
Slopes, dude.
Go to Breckenridge.
Get on
Come
that powders. Get on that powder.
The Crew Ultimate Edition for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC is out. Hyper Light Drifter Collector's Edition for the PC, PS4, Xbox One. And Super Mario Maker for the Nintendo 3DS.
Oh,
That
nice.
all comes out this week.
People love that game.
No sales charts, no NPD. Very curious. Let's see, we'll get that in, 3 weeks for November. I'm really curious how sales were during Black Friday and all that fun stuff. Man, we almost got away with it, fellas, last week. We had one minor little oops.
I know which one it is.
Yep, at
Had to
T215J.
been Ed.
Ed said he doesn't like first-person shooters when referring to The Division. The Division is a third-person shooter.
I should have just said shooters because I forgot I'm bad at all of them.
Yeah.
But also, it was the Thanksgiving episode. We were not accepting oopses.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
that's right.
That's true. We were
We're supposed to be
retracting anything
thankful.
we were
That's
saying that
right.
could lead to an oops.
Get out
So-
of here. You're not allowed
so-
to tweet us for 2 weeks.
That was
Yeah,
really
exactly.
funny.
So, but we held it down for
Gabe-
while our boy was having a baby.
Gabe, is that what you
Yeah.
thought the oops was going to be?
Yeah, I knew that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because right when you said it, you were like, yeah, I just don't like first person games like that. Maybe that's why I haven't played The Division. And I was like, shoot. The
I can't
Division.
believe I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
so funny.
I caught it too, but I'm like,
But did you play it, Chris?
Yeah, well, I played the beta. I didn't play the actual game.
Oh, see, I bought the game and actually played it, so that's maybe why it stuck out to me. Bought it with the
And,
Stapletons, the street team.
There it is.
That's right.
That's it for me. Back to you guys.
Christopher.
All right, well, we're going to start it off with some Titanfall 2 news. It
Uh-oh.
looks like the first DLC drop is today, the day of our recording, November 30th.
Thought you were going to say the day of our Lord.
I did too.
The day of our Lord.
Today, the day of our Lord. And all
The day of our Lord, November
world.
30th, in 2016.
And so one thing that Respawn has said, I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not. I hadn't paid too much attention because I hadn't picked up the game, but all of the DLC for Titanfall 2 essentially is going to be free from Respawn. Like they're
Ooh.
not doing like a season
that's
pass,
cool.
which they did do a season pass for Titanfall 1. I know because I had bought it back then. It was a cheaper season pass. It was only like 20 or 25 bucks, I think, compared to, like a Call of Duty or some other games that have, $40, $50 DLC packs.
Yeah.
But this go around, they were saying that it was going to be a completely free. Any stuff that they put out, whether it's new maps, new weapons, new game modes, any of that stuff, they're going to do it all for free. And so the first round of it drops today. It looks like it's only going to be one map. It's called Angel City, and it's a fan favorite map from Titanfall 1. I don't remember that name, so I don't remember the map off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. There's a couple different weapons, Titan loadout kits, and then that seems like it's pretty much it. It's going to be smaller, but they did say that there is more to come. There's going to be future updates. There's going to be more maps, more game modes, lots of other things. This is just kind of the first rounds of it. And going kind of hand in hand with that, this weekend, Titanfall's multiplayer is going to be free.
Ooh.
Oh,
and so this content pack should be part of it. And it's going to start today for people who have EA access or Origin access on Xbox One and PC. But then it's going to open up to everybody on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC starting Friday, December 2nd. And it's just going to go through the weekend. It'll be over on December 4th.
That's cool.
Yeah. So if you didn't get in on the beta, which I think the beta was an open beta, but if you didn't get a chance to try it out, now's your chance to try out some multiplayer, which should have a much larger player base and some brand new content that people are going to be excited about. So you might as well jump in and give it a shot.
Right.
I like that. I forgot to mention, I did play like 2 rounds of Rocket League this last week.
Oh, yay.
There you go.
And that was awesome.
Freaking
I
love
almost
Rocket
put him
League.
I almost put him on the YouTube channel because I hadn't played it so long that I had to like come from behind on both games and ended up winning. And I was like, oh
wow.
snap.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. A little one-on-one action. Mattel has put out some Uno cards, cards that are themed.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Batman vs. Superman, Finding Dory, Ghostbusters, and Super Mario.
Of course.
Look at that.
And it's kind of like the Super Mario World art style on the Uno cards. So I will probably be getting that because I love Uno and I'm the only one on this podcast that loves Mario. So there's that as well.
That's funny because it's true.
Exactly. I'm just serious. So, yeah, I was looking at these and I was like, oh man, like they look really good. It's bright and I mean, does anybody play Uno? Does anybody like Uno?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. I love Uno.
Uno Attack? That's awesome.
What?
I haven't played Uno Attack.
That's just the one where they have it's a little,
where they spit the cards out?
Yeah, where you tap the button, it spits the cards out that way, instead of drawing, manually.
Oh, okay.
How is
and
it?
it makes it somewhat random because when you hit the button, it might spit out cards, it might not. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does it ever spit out a different amount of cards?
If you draw 2 or something, then you tap it, and you do 2 times. You may not get any cards. You may get, a handful of cards. It's kind of random. It adds some randomness to it.
Nice.
Well, you can put your Super Mario Uno cards in your Uno Attacks game.
Yeah, you can.
So I thought that was really cool because I just love when Nintendo loosens up their grip just a little bit and lets Mario be somewhere else than on a console.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more Nintendo news. Universal theme parks.
Yeah,
man.
They're gonna have a Nintendo World, and I'll be the only one from this podcast going to that as well, I guess.
I mean, I'll go because I love Universal Studios.
Do you?
That's my favorite theme park.
Which one?
Hollywood.
Oh,
but Universal always does stuff really well, and Nintendo they do stuff really well. I don't always get into it, but they do it well, and so I'm excited to see what happens when they kind of team up.
Yeah, and so the original kind of rumors that floated around, because when we were at Universal this last time, they talked about Nintendo, and I was like, oh my gosh, that would be insane if Nintendo did a park here. And some of the rumors were that it was only going to be in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've said that now they're going to be at all the Universal parks, so we don't have to go to Osaka. We can go to Florida or California as well. And they said that they had planned on 2020, and they said it might come a little earlier than that.
Wow.
If I ever go to a Universal Studios again, I'll definitely check it out. They're going to have some kind of Mario Kart ride or something inspired by Mario Kart.
Oh, I can't wait to do it all.
Yeah.
Me and Donnie Reese will go. Donnie!
Yeah.
Book the trip.
Thing is, usually when I go to Florida or anything, I'm spending my time at Disney, and so I don't usually do both.
Yeah.
See, this is what's nice.
To go to Universal. I've never been.
We always go back and forth when we do the shows down there, Rock the Universe.
That's right.
Or Night of Joy. So just whenever we did Rock the Universe last time, so we'll be at Disney next year, and then the year after that we'll be back at Universal.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Bring it on.
Was there any kind of information on timing? Like, are they like, 2018 or anything like that?
No, that's what I was saying. They were saying it was going to be in 2020, but they think it might get out a little earlier than that.
Nice.
Thanks for listening.
MTTG, oops.
Oh, just joking. What else you got, Chris?
No Man's Sky has gotten an update.
Dang it.
And it's called, well, you took my Universal. I just put that. I didn't even bring the Universal one up. I was like, Gabe's going to say this. I'm just not even going to bother with that one. So we'll go to No Man's Sky. They introduced the Foundation update.
Yeah.
And it brings some cool stuff. It's some new game modes. You've got the normal mode, which you've always had, which is kind of just the explore and chill out and whatever. There's also a creative mode, which allows players to explore the universe without limits and build huge bases, which apparently is getting a lot of love. People are really digging the whole base building thing.
Well, because people thought it was going to be there on launch.
Yeah.
And so they've been waiting for it. Like, you saw pictures of No Man's Sky with big bases, and then you got the game, and he was like, hey, where's those big bases y'all were talking about? They're like, oh, about that.
Yeah, but they very much laid out the expectation that this is kind of hinting at the name. It's just a foundation. Like, it's not everything is all here now. It's just kind of like a base. So I wasn't sure if the base building thing was just going to be a little bitty, like a ground level kind of thing, a very small version of it. But apparently it's actually really good, and a lot of people are digging it. They're also added a survival mode, which they say really changes the game and creating a much more challenging endurance experience. Don't know exactly what that means. There's a lot of other little quality of life things. And they did say that there's going to be more updates coming. This one really just lays the foundation for all the future updates that they're going to help build out all the stuff that, was, quote, missing. They didn't use that term. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But what it did is it did make people kind of flock back to the game, as you might expect. Because on Steam's, their current player chart, No Man's Sky was hovering around 200 to 500 players at any given time. And just the fact
that is not a lot. 200 to 500 period?
Yeah.
Or like 200,000?
No, 200 to 500 period playing the game.
Oh gosh, that is not very many people.
No Man's Sky wasn't even hitting in Steam's top 10 most played games list. Like, that's how infrequent it was being touched. But since his update hit, the number has spiked up to around 8,000 concurrent players on Steam.
There we go.
Yeah, it's hovering around there, bouncing back and forth between 8,000 and 7,000 the last couple of days or so, or since the update has gone up. So
yeah, and that's just on Steam.
Yeah, and that's just Steam, because PlayStation 4 doesn't do the player count thing. So it definitely seems like they're turning the ship around. And who knows, maybe like a year or 2 years from now, it'll be like, oh, the game we always expected, which obviously is not acceptable. But if it finally gets there in the end, that's kind of, as long as it gets there and people are happy.
And if all the updates are free as well, that'll be...
that'll keep everybody happy.
They also added freighters, which, again, was kind of pictured before the game came out.
Really? Freighters weren't in it either? Not playing the game, I thought they were at least there. You'd see them. I just didn't think you could interact, but wow.
You would have thought.
Yep.
So we all, I think, watched The Clueless Gamer with Conan O'Brien. We talked about Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So towards the end of that clip, the guy comes in and was like, oh, they were like waking up this beast. Mm-hmm. And they're like, he said something like, that's the way you have to suss him out. When you actually fight him, it takes 3 real days.
Right.
Remember, he was like, it's a 72-hour boss battle? Yeah, that's not true.
I was going to say...
Like, it's not even close to being true. A guy on YouTube did it in 50 minutes.
Nice.
So he said, unless you go AFK, which stands for away from keyboard, for 71 hours, there's no way there's a 72-hour boss fight. And so I was like, I was really glad to hear that. And at the same time, I was like, man, why'd that guy even say that on the Clueless Gamer thing?
Still, even a 1-hour boss fight. Sheesh.
Yeah, but some people are saying like it can be done faster than that. You know what I mean? So I was like 72. It would just suck as the creators of that game to just have this bad information going out from such a popular thing. Well,
and didn't they talk to the creators about that? And they said, no, it's not 3 days. And they said another ridiculously large amount that wasn't up to 3. It was like, it's only 1 day. And people are like, no, that's not even true.
No, the guy, I didn't hear about that, but the director, which I'm not even going to try to say his name, he said the battle should take around 15 real-time hours.
Okay, to
complete. So that's still a bit long.
Yeah, which is still crazy.
Yeah. And so
it's crazy because there's people that are showing pictures of themselves completing the campaign in like 10, 15, 13 hours or so.
No
over in
way.
Japan.
That's really fast for
like
a
just
Final
the
Fantasy
main
game.
campaign. Obviously, that's not focusing in on any side missions that are optional, which
I know, but if you play an RPG, you know that the side things are what builds up your level so you can even beat the game. Like you'd have to be a boss at playing video games to beat an RPG without being leveled up properly.
Yeah, I guess there's one person in Japan who posted and they had beat it in like 10 something hours and they said, but I skipped every cutscene. There were other ones that did it like 13 or 15 and they're like, but we went and watched every single cutscene.
Man, one of my buddies does that and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts too, man. Like, yeah, skipping it, that's the story.
Yeah, my buddy Chico does that.
Chico, really?
Yes, when I was talking to him about Uncharted, I was like, oh, dude, what about this part? He was like, when was that? And I was like, what? You know, when the thing happens with the thing and he walks in and the thing? And he's like, I skip all those cutscenes. I was like, what?
So
I was like, you're missing all the story. He was like, I just want to play it. I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And that's stupid sounding.
That's so crazy.
So, Chico, you're on your own on that one.
Yeah,
You know
seriously. Especially
that
for
Conan-
Uncharted.
That Conan Clueless Gamer is the first time I've watched one of his Clueless Gamers, and it made me definitely not want to play a game.
That was the first one you've watched?
No. It's the first one that made me say,
watched.
I do not
okay.
want that. Like it actually did the opposite effect of what the game makers wanted to have by having it on there.
That's what I'm saying. They dogged that game so bad the whole time. I was like, geez, this is uncomfortable. And then for them to be sitting outside the room.
That was hilarious.
So great.
He said, what did they say? Babies won't be born because of you in this game.
The fields will not be tended, stuff like that.
Oh my gosh. A murder of
so
time.
funny.
Is that what he called them?
It's definitely one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought it was great.
so funny. Chris, you got anything else, brother?
Yeah, so somebody has reached max level in Overwatch without sharing their account. So just one person playing the game on one account with one character, and they reached the max level, which is 1,800.
It's 1,800?
And actually, in theory, it doesn't even cap at 1,800. That's just the last player emblem that they made, Blizzard has made. They haven't made one for higher levels than that. So everybody's kind of considering 1,800 to be the max level.
I wonder why they stopped at 1,800. Why not just take that thing to 2,000?
I don't know. They probably didn't really expect anybody to get to 1,800 in the first 6 months.
And just so anybody knows, the emblems happen every 100.
Yes.
So I haven't even got, like, as much Overwatch as I played, I think I'm level 72.
Yeah,
No
I'm
way,
somewhere in
really?
the 70s, I think.
This guy's 1,800.
That puts it in perspective a little bit. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have no idea. His gamer name is Tazzerk. Tazzerk, I guess is how you say it.
Okay.
I don't know how old this person is, but it said on there that they've played nothing but this game and this character for 6 months, basically 16 to 17 hours a day.
What?
And
That's
this person,
impossible.
needless to say, does not have a job.
Is he a Twitch streamer at least? Like, is he making money off Twitch?
It doesn't say here. In fact, he posted on Twitter when he had the picture of the new emblem and is claiming that he thinks it's the world's first without account sharing. Because there has been one other account that got to 1,800 first, a Chinese account, but they had used account sharing so that they could basically play like 24 hours a day. This is supposedly the first person to reach it without doing any kind of account sharing, just solely on their
By
own.
himself.
That's insane.
Oh my gosh.
No, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I would like a game anymore after that.
I don't think I would. I mean, I liked Overwatch, but that 16, 17 hours a day for 6 months, no. I'm good.
Jeez Louise.
And only
How
playing...
do you even sit for that long?
For the most part, only playing Roadhog.
Oh,
Like just the one
Roadhog.
character. Yeah, the Roadhog
He's not
is
even
the emblem
exciting
that
to
he posted.
play.
Or she.
Wow.
I guess it could be a she. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
I don't
Let's
think
hope it's a
any
guy.
girl would spend 16, 17 hours a day on a video game.
You'd be surprised.
maybe.
There's some
I know,
really
I would be
hardcore
surprised.
gamer girls out there.
Yeah, there are. You
Oh
gotta
my
see them
gosh.
WoW girls, them World of Warcraft girls be getting it in.
That's
talking
true.
about.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I'm out.
I had one other thing. So Ubisoft is making all of its multiplayer VR games cross-platform. So any of their games, like the current game that they have out right now, Eagle Flight, and then they've got a couple other coming, Werewolf Within, that comes out December 6th, and then the Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is March 14th. They're all going to be cross-platform, so it'll play between PlayStation VR, Oculus Rift, and if the game is also on the Vive, it'll be on there as well. That way it gives the player base, because, the VR player base is already small as it is. So then you tag in multiplayer, that gets even smaller because, it's getting strung about all the different games that are on these different platforms. So their games are all going to be multi-platform multiplayer.
Nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool idea. And it's like, well, yeah, absolutely. Everybody should be doing this. Especially on VR, where the player base is so small because it's, the onset of it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really cool thing for them to do.
That is really cool. I like that they did that.
Yep.
Huh.
And then the only other thing that I have, and this I think I sent this to Ed, but I just thought it was funny. Somebody had put out a Fallout mod that it calls it the immersive toilet paper mod. And all it does is it turns the toilet paper in the game from being rolled towards the wall to rolled out towards the person using the toilet.
Oh my gosh.
And it's called the immersive toilet paper mod because it says, thus, by doing this, it makes the game, as advertised, more immersive.
That's really hilarious.
Oh
really
my God.
funny.
I laughed so much at this little GIF. It just goes back and forth through not immersive, the old way, and then immersive facing the right way.
That's so funny.
That is really funny.
Are you guys watching the Game Awards tomorrow?
I want to.
I might bring it up on the iPad because I think I can play it on there and glance at it here and there. But tomorrow is Cowboys Vikings, so
it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got some competition.
Yeah.
I'll be definitely tuning in for Hideo Kojima's little award that he gets.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's cool.
I'll get all the highlights later, I'm sure.
Right. Eduardo.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on? Ja.
What up, Valley Girl?
What is going on over at the YouTube channel, brethren?
Let's see. This week, new on the YouTube channel, we got Watch Dogs part 29 through 46. Hopefully, I'll put up and record that last part 47, so we have a complete story up there.
It's so funny hearing like Watch Dogs this through 40 something, Dishonored 30 something, and there was like Titanfall 1 through 6, and that's the whole game. I was like, geez, I'm not putting in any work, man. Shoot.
It's all good. You kind of had a baby.
Oh, no, golly. I got a baby and a stomach bug. This is
there
ridiculous
you go.
up in here.
Yeah, I think you get a free pass, buddy. Don't you worry.
Right?
Oh, gosh.
Chris and Stacy play Overcooked. Parts 1 and 2 are up there. Dishonored 2, parts 8 through 12. Tim is killing it.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Taking some witches to school. Yeah, I forgot I played The Witness. And put that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
How quickly did you shut that off?
I played for like 2.5 hours.
Nice.
I came around for a little bit of that.
Yeah, Gabe was on for a bit, and it was fun. We had a good time. It was
only a good time because people got on there.
Exactly. Otherwise, it would not have been a very long broadcast. And then we got NBA 2K16, the finals, Game 3.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Looking at our top 10 YouTube videos with combined average watch time and views, November 21st through the 27th. Number 10, Watch Dogs 2, Part 24, Alphabet Soup.
Nice.
Number 9, The Witness. Weird. Number 8, Gabe and Chris react to Resident Evil 7.
Man, that is never going away.
I love that.
What
Keep
up,
it
Chris?
going.
Number 7, Ori and the Blind Forest, Part 14,
Thornfell Swamp. Hey, I did it.
Yay!
Hey.
Aw,
Back in the
It's not-
fold.
I'm so
It's
happy.
the season. It's the holiday season. Puts me in a good mood.
Exactly.
Number 6, Married to the Games, episode 219, Old Time Magazine. Love it.
That was funny.
Number 5, Dishonored 2, Part 7, Clockwork Mansion, Piper's Gotta Pee.
Nice.
Number
Nice.
4, Dishonored 2, Part 6, Addermeyer Institute and Clockwork Mansion. Well
Nice.
done. Number 3, Watch Dogs 2, Part 19, Paint Job. Number 2, Watch Dogs 2, Part 6, Bottom Dollar Complete. And number 1, thank you, South Korea, Watch Dogs 2, Part 5, Bottom
That
Dollar
is
Fail.
so funny.
That's
Yeah.
right, baby. South Korea represent.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, they did. Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different except for the fact that Ed did it.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was great, man.
But because he did it, I didn't remember to put it on Twitter or Facebook.
No.
So we only have it over on the forum. But that's why you need to be on the forum.
There you go.
See? The question was, when it comes to gaming or games, what are you most thankful for? Spam Humbug said, I'm thankful for the Ultima Dragons, the fan club that grew up around the Ultima series of RPGs. It's an eclectic community that prides itself on the fact that though its members come from different backgrounds and walks of life, adhere to different political and religious viewpoints, and are just wildly different in countless ways, we can all find common ground in our shared enjoyment of the seminal RPG series of the 1980s and 90s. And it's worth noting, too, that the Dragons are still going strong, even though it's been 17 long years.
That's crazy.
Since the last new single-player Ultima game was published.
Wow, that's so awesome.
We were holding a big 25th anniversary bash at Disney. Oh, we're holding a big 25th anniversary bash at Disneyland in February.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that is so cool. I love that. Kyle.kg.grizzle says, consistency. It's becoming a rare thing, but I'm glad that there are developers like Game Freak, who does Pokemon, Betsadia, thank you for spelling that the right way,
Right?
and CD Projekt Red, The Witcher, who you can constantly depend on to put out great content that is complete and polished. Of course, there are others, but these are the first that come to mind.
So cool.
Agreed.
I like that. And by the way, we do know that it's called Bethesda.
Yes.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just ever since that episode, we've just called it
Yeah.
Bessedia.
We just called it Bethesda. I was listening to the show last week, and the way it rolled off Chris's tongue, I was like, people are going to think that we actually think it's called Bethesda.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we know.
I like it.
We choose
what-
to not say it correctly.
That's right.
Exactly. Well, you guys know where to find us. Facebook.com/Married to the Games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast. You can come over to the YouTube channel, YouTube.com/Married to the Games, and the website, marriedtothegames.com. Come check out the forums. We talking over there. And also subscribe and like wherever you can do that on iTunes or Google Play or YouTube. It helps us out, we think. Right, somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Stitcher still giving us problems?
Yeah, they're probably still giving us problems. They ain't got no love for us, man.
They're dead to us now.
Stitcher ain't got no love for Snoop Dogg in the West Coast. Let it be known.
Nice.
And why don't you let them know why, Chris?
Because if you rate us on iTunes, that way Gabe can get rid of his stomach bug. Aw.
Oh,
Blech.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, let's get into some questions.
All right.
Nice.
That hurt. Sorry, man. That sounded like I heard.
They all
that
hurt.
hurted. Nice grammar, Tim. That hurt. Anyway, let's move on to email. D High. All right, fellas. Thanksgiving is past. I scored a 50-inch TV for $225 and an Xbox One S for $249 with Battlefield 1. What did
There you go.
What did you score on Black Friday / Cyber Monday?
A baby.
Yeah, that's exactly what you did. Yeah, you did.
And it was more expensive than that TV
You're
or
going to
the
be
Xbox.
paying for that for a long time.
Yeah. That's ongoing.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, I wish I would have got out to get something, and we kind of had our eye on stuff. Like she was like, "Oh, maybe you should go check this out," but I just didn't want to leave the hospital, and just I don't know. The time in the hospital is so quiet
Yeah.
because the kids are gone, and you kind of just soak up the being with the new baby. It's the same thing we did with Remy. Kind of sent Amara home with her grandmother, and just kind of stayed as like a little threesome in the hospital room.
Mhm.
Yep, brought home a baby.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what you did. Anybody else?
Ed, you get anything?
Sarah and I actually went to Target at like 9:30 at that evening, and
Yep.
but it was just a regular Target run. I think she got
They're like, we got some bread and stuff.
yeah, like she got
Yeah.
some socks, and I got a sweater, and it was just nothing Black Friday-ish though.
I got you.
That's
Chris?
funny.
I didn't do anything on Black Friday. On Cyber Monday, I ordered a new backpack because Amazon had a good deal on one, and mine's a little bit worn out. And then I think I got the 3-month Xbox Live card.
nice.
I'm waiting until December starts to actually use it because it was a digital code. I think I got it for 15. I think it's normally like 20, 25, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very
I don't
cool.
know. But yeah, those are the only things that I got.
There you go.
Nice.
Router?
I got a big old goose egg. I really didn't do anything for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. However, I did on, what was it, Tuesday or Wednesday before Thanksgiving, that PSN sale was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I picked up the Batman Telltale series for $13.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah, so that
Have you
was
start,
good.
or are you planning? Are you
No.
gonna wait till all of them are done?
I'm gonna
Or all
yeah,
of them
I'm
are out
wait
there?
I'm waiting
Yeah.
till all of them are done, and then I'm gonna play it through, which will be cool.
There
Good
you
deal.
go.
Good question. Lucas Ham, our boy. By the way, a big shout out to Lucas because he sent an amazing little Thanksgiving email to us.
Yeah, he did.
Personally, just thanking us for the podcast, and he listens to it all the time. So, Lucas, man, thank you so much. We appreciate those kind words.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Good morning, gents. It's been a few weeks, but after finally finish up my school year in grading, because our summer starts right before Christmas, I am back in the saddle and ready to celebrate some random holiday with you. Today, there weren't too many notable holidays, but on this day every year, they do light that rather large Christmas tree in New York City. So happy Rockefeller
Oh.
Center Christmas tree lighting day.
Nice.
And so my question is this: what decorating traditions or practices were your favorites both now and in the past with your family? For me, my favorite as a child was using a homemade cloth calendar that my mom had made. It was in the shape of a Christmas tree, and every day in December we would pin an ornament on it to count down the days till Christmas. It definitely helped build the anticipation as we prepared for the coming holidays. How about you? There it is. Decorating traditions or practices were your favorites. I'll start. Mine's always been decorating the tree and getting a tree. Back in Pennsylvania, it was a lot easier just to go to a Christmas tree lot, and we would cut down our own tree, usually the day after Thanksgiving, and then we'd bring it home and then decorate it. And so I've always loved getting a real tree. And here in Nashville, you just kind of go to a lot and pick it, and you can't really go and cut. And then being able to decorate it and put lights up on it and everything. It's great.
I probably have to say the same thing. I honestly don't remember there being any kind of tradition when I was younger. I mean, we would put up decorations and we would all help, but it didn't feel like okay, now Chris is going to do the tree like he always does. And now it wasn't anything like that. So since Stacy and I have been married, it's definitely been the tree. And then she'll put up other little things around the house. Like we have a little Santa face hanging off the doorknob, and we have the little Charlie Brown Christmas tree that's up on our mantle and things like that.
Nice.
Since we don't do lights, there's not anything like that on the outside of the house anyways. But yeah, decorating the tree, because I always like just having it up. Like the minute that it's up and it's there, it just feels like that definitely has like the season feel to me.
Yep.
It's Christmas time.
I really enjoy getting that all put together.
Edward?
We would always decorate the tree, and Mom and Dad had a couple of literal records that we would listen to, Christmas records, and I can still see the I think it was Atlantic that had kind of like the green logo on top and the red on the bottom, and I can still see the records, and it was a very Norman Rockwell. We'd listen to the classic Christmas songs. Mom would be stringing popcorn. We'd be making gingerbread cookies, and it was just all a really, really nice, warm, fuzzy memory.
That's great, man.
Oh, having both parents. I'm just kidding.
Lord.
Music was a big part of our Christmas decorating while I was coming up. And once that Mariah Carey Christmas album came out,
that was it.
That became pretty much a staple in our house. But my mom's always been big on having music just going in the house, period.
Yeah.
And so getting the tree, and my mom kind of always just handled the tree growing up. We would definitely help, but she liked it to be a certain way, and Jenny's kind of the same way. So I don't do a lot of decorating the Christmas tree, but I do a lot of like handing things and getting things down from the attic.
Yep.
And so yeah, and then Christmas music and eggnog.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes. Need to go get some eggnog. It's about that time.
We got some, and it's delicious.
Oh, so yummy. What is your brand of choice?
I actually don't know. I skip around because Jenny doesn't like eggnog. And so she'll just get kind of whatever's in front of her, but I always tell her to get like the fat-free kind.
Yeah.
And I don't know
I do
what she
too.
got this year, but it is really good.
It is good.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll have
Oh,
to-
man. I need to get some eggnog.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Moving on to Twitter. Josh Stapleton at CRed81. No question. Just wanted to tell Gabe that the community is glad to have a healthy Milo join the MTTG ranks. Congrats.
Yeah.
There it is,
Thank
Josh.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to follow that up, at 2 Bus Mark 2, how much sleep has Gabe gotten over the last week?
Yeah, exactly. It actually hadn't been too bad. He's only been waking up for like 2 feedings in the night. I
Wow.
think partly that's because we go to bed so late.
Well, that's true.
Right.
You know, but that's been really good. So he'll wake up at like 3 and then maybe wake up at like 5 or 6.
Hmm.
And then you know, and Jenny's been obviously handling all that.
Wow.
Yeah, the question is how
Awesome.
much sleep is Jenny getting?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a better question.
She's not getting much. She's getting little strong spurts of 3 and 3.5 hours.
That's crazy. At Jamin Bissett, who of the MTTG crew is your Prompto? For those of you that
What does
don't know,
that mean?
Prompto is a
What?
character on Final Fantasy. So, Gabe, this is all you.
I don't even know what Prompto is.
I had to look it up. He's a character in Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, the newest one. I don't know anything about him yet.
Yeah.
I can't answer that
My
question.
prompto is Ed.
Oh yeah, mine is actually Chris.
Hey, mine's Chris, too.
Mine's has always been Hall.
No, yes, there you go.
he is definitely. Yeah,
I'm prompto.
That's awesome. At
funny.
Arctic Warlocks, I got Final Fantasy 15 and never played the previous ones. Will Gabe let me join the club? Gabe, have you played yet, and what do you think so far?
Yeah, I haven't gotten it yet, but I plan on getting it. I cannot wait. And of course, you could be in the club. Of
I didn't
course.
know there was a club.
Yeah, right?
Well, you got to pay attention.
I want to be in the club.
I know, right? Can I be in the club without playing it?
No, you
As long
can't.
as you
Darn
pay
it.
your dues.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta
Yeah,
pay
exactly.
the fees, the club
Yeah.
fees, and you're good.
Just pay
Yeah.
Prompto on the way in.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Man, we're getting a ton of Final Fantasy questions. Another one, at any good game, if you could be one Final Fantasy character and live in their world, who would it be and why? Might be a Gabe question, in parentheses. And it is.
I think I liked Titus's world a lot. It was colorful and it wasn't as dark as like, Final Fantasy 7. I'm talking about Final Fantasy 10. 9 or 10, those worlds were nice and bright. And I loved Blitzball in 10. So I'm going Titus.
I
Nice.
would be Conan.
Yep.
Conan.
That's the only Final Fantasy character I know.
Murderer of time.
Yeah.
There's always a Sid in every Final Fantasy game. Just for a
Sid?
little
He's always the
trivial.
same character, or there's always a character named Sid?
There's always a character named Sid.
Huh.
So
That's
maybe I'll go
funny.
with Sid because he's in all of them.
That's great. At Walk to Mars, how would you remake/reboot a classic game or series with the goal of getting people to love it the way you do? And why? And
Wow.
he said, Tim, PS3, because that's probably my classic games. So how would you
That's funny.
remake or reboot a classic game with the goal of getting people to love it the way you do?
Ooh.
I don't know if I
That's a
could.
I know that's a tough one because if you already love it, then take the elements of what you love about it and just run with that. I don't think you necessarily need to remake it. And plus, half of these games are being remade now anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
I'd have a whole new job if I knew the answer to that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I would add full voice acting
Oh, there
Ooh.
you go.
There you
to
go.
a game that was, especially a game that was older and you brought back. Like, let's say for some reason I loved Bad Dudes. I bring Bad Dudes back with full voice acting and it would be awesome.
Nice. Ooh, I like that, Gabe. Nice.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Shoot. I don't
That's
know.
hard.
I don't
question.
know that I would really change much other than, like Gabe said, possibly adding voice acting, but I would like to bring Radar Mission, which is the Game Boy game. I just want to bring it to like current gen in some way so that people, because most people have never played that game. So since I really liked it, I think if they just left it kind of what it is, or somewhat similar, but added voice acting and a few more, dramatics to it, I think it could be a good game for like just a little puzzle game and stuff to do for today. I mean, it's
There you
essentially
go.
just battleship, but they also have the submarine mission, which can get real intense. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I will say
There you
I do like in Dishonored that you can go high chaos or low chaos, and that the game gives you both of those options with both different outcomes. Because if you want to go the non-lethal way, and a lot of games are doing this more and more, like you can go a non-lethal way, but having just different options based on those decisions and different endings based on those decisions would be good, because then you would probably go back and play it again because you want to see the other ending.
Yes. Yeah.
You can tell I've been playing a lot of Dishonored.
Yeah, you have.
I love it.
That's a good question.
That was a great question. Anybody else? Or did we cover everybody? I think we
I
covered
think we got
everybody.
everybody.
I think so.
Final question at Nova Beyond. What are your VGA/PSX predictions? Ooh, that's a good one.
Shoot.
Well, we're definitely going to see some Mass Effect for VGA.
Them delaying The Last Guardian? I'm just kidding.
Another delay of The Last Guardian.
Which, Chris, you said you pre-ordered, huh?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it.
You did.
Wow.
Good for you. Godspeed, sir.
I pre-ordered it through Amazon, so I actually got it physically, which made me feel a little gross doing that. But I got it.
That hard drive space, Bishop. You ain't got that.
The day of, I don't know how pre-ordering a physical game on Amazon works, so it may not be a couple days afterwards. But I got it physically, one, because I got the discount on it, and two, because if I end up not liking it, this way I can sell it or find somebody else that wants it or something.
That's actually probably smart, because that's probably exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm so pessimistic about this game.
I know.
But I feel bad because this has been hyped for how many years now? And
18.
The hype, this is going to be a classic case of the hype train is just going to build it. And 9 times out of 10, it comes crashing down. But I'm hoping that's not the case.
Yeah, but
Me
see,
too.
that's kind of the thing about it for me is I never played Ico or Shadow of the Colossus, so I don't have that. And I'm
true.
honestly
You don't have a
not
reference.
really. Yeah, I'm not particularly hyped for this game. It's really more of just a curiosity. So I feel like I can go into it completely blank and give an honest opinion on it because I don't have these preconceived notions at all. And I may absolutely hate it because it's pretty much from when I've been chatting with a few people on Twitter, it's going to be kind of puzzles and whatnot. And I'm really not a puzzle guy, but there's just every time I've seen something on this game, there's something about it that I like the aesthetic. It feels like it's going to be a longer journey to me. Like Journey had some puzzles, but it was really more about just exploration and kind of, it was about the journey, if you will. And I really loved it. Now, granted, that was only you can beat that game in under a couple of hours if you really are going to it. And this may be like a 8, 10, 12 hour game. I have no idea. So it might wear out its welcome, but I just feel I'm getting a lot of Journey-esque vibes from it. And since I really like Journey, I was like, you know what? I've got to give it a shot and just see.
Very interesting. I could not make it through Ico to save my life.
There it is.
I fell asleep so many times trying to play that game.
But everybody loves Shadow of the Colossus, apparently.
Yeah, they're people have been like best game ever.
Yep.
Really
Yeah.
crazy.
And I'm like, oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like this is almost like a No Man's Sky for me. Like there's so much hype around it, and I just can't get into it.
That's the thing. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like there's a lot of hype, but there's previous games that they've developed too. So
That's
you do have
true,
that
yeah.
you do have that
Yeah.
history versus Hello Games coming out with their debut.
Yeah, one difference between, because I see exactly where you're coming from, Ed, but one kind of difference between this game in particular and like a No Man's Sky or whatever is that No Man's Sky seemed to be promising everything. And I feel like The Last Guardian and their developers, they've never really promised anything. Like they've shown what they have, and it's like, this is it. If you're expecting more, that's kind of on you.
That's
They've
on
never
you.
been like,
Yeah.
and you're going to get to ride Catbird Dog, to other worlds and explore aliens. Like they've never done any of that stuff. It's just been like,
That's a
here's this
great
little kid and the
point.
Catbird Dog. So
That's a great
if it's
point,
bigger
Chris.
in your head, that's kind of on you.
Yeah.
And for me in particular, I
That's
don't really,
true.
I have no real clue what it's going to be. So I don't really have any preconceived notions. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, the difference though is that the developers aren't hyping it as much. It's the fans that want this who are hyping it. So
Yeah.
So it's still going to
that
come
might
to the
even
same
be
kind
worse.
of scrutiny.
Yeah, that could be even worse because those are the people that you want to be on your side versus trying to market. You don't have to really market them; they're already sold on it. Now you just have to deliver what they expect it to be, and that's got to be tough. I don't envy that position at all.
And they are completely different games, but it's kind of strange that The Last Guardian and Final Fantasy 15, two games that have been in development for years upon years, are kind of coming out within weeks of each other. And if you look at the Final Fantasy 15, like it's actually been getting a lot of really good reviews. So to those people, it's kind of lived up to, at least they're happy with it. Maybe it hasn't lived up to what they had built in their head. So it gives me a little bit of, thinking, okay, well, maybe The Last Guardian it's obviously not going to live up to what these people have put in their brain, but it can still be a good game,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
for what it
definitely.
is. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping to get it on the YouTube channel. So y'all will see me either struggle and quit or y'all will see me go through it and
It'll be amazing. Either way, it'll be amazing.
Yes.
That's definitely one that I will watch just because I'm very curious about it.
Yeah. As am I.
So for VGA, I know because we've been following BioWare that they're going to reveal some more. Is it there some more gameplay for Andromeda? Or
Yeah,
is
it's
it
like they said the first looks at it or something like that.
Yeah, first look. So I'm excited about that. And I'm going to make another prediction. PSX Last of Us 2 teaser.
There it is.
Oh my
It's going to be The
God.
Last of Us 2.
It's not happening, man.
You never know.
Yeah, but if he says it every time something comes up, he's going to be right one of these times.
I've got to be right one of these times.
People
right?
kept saying every year, Last Guardian's going to be at E3, and then finally one year it happened.
That's true.
So.
Exactly.
I'm actually a
So
little more
true.
curious about PSX versus VGA because they've got a lot coming, coming and out already. We've got VR, we've got Pro. So what do they have? Like, what's the next thing for them that they're going to be focusing on?
Yeah, I'm excited about VGA only because that's kind of everybody, and so we'll get to hopefully see announcements from across the across the whole thing instead of just from one person.
Yep.
True.
Yeah, it says the first gameplay of Mass Effect Andromeda
Okay, there you go.
on the thing.
That's bought any which way you slice it.
Really?
I cannot wait.
Didn't they show gameplay at the Pro
They did.
reveal
At
thing
the-
or something?
It was like
Wasn't that Andromeda?
But that was Andromeda. It was like just like a little clip. So this might actually be like story-driven gameplay. Who knows? I don't know.
Substantial, like gameplay clip or something?
Yeah, maybe maybe the last one was just like a trailer or something like that. This one's supposed to be gameplay. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yep. It's an exciting time though. We've got VGA and PSX, and I'm kind of curious, like who's going to take some of these games, some of these awards, I should say, because this year, I mean, I think this year was definitely better than 2015, as far as new games out and new anticipated games that have come out. So it'll be very interesting to see who takes some of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's gonna be. Hopefully, they show a little bit more God of War too,
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
because that thing
Well, I
just
think,
looks so.
if I remember
baller.
right, Corey Barlog, the creative director for it, said that it wasn't going to be at least at PSX.
Oh really?
It's not?
He's like, here, it's at E3, this is what we're working on, and you're not going to see any more of it for a long time. We will not be, I think he said specifically, we won't be at PSX. Whether or not that's true, who knows? But
Well, it could be at VGA.
yeah, that's true. There could be something there at VGA.
Maybe they're like, we're not gonna be at PSX because we'll be at VGA.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Hey, boom.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it
I like
for me, everybody.
Is that it? Thank you
Yeah.
guys for the questions.
Woo.
It's my favorite part of the show. It's the part I was missing the worst when I was listening back to the show. I was like, ow, man. And hearing that Tim spent $150 on a Christmas tree, I was like, oh, Lord, have
Yeah.
mercy. We did the thing that Chris always says not to do, but we had a good reason. We got our Christmas tree before Thanksgiving and then
Nice.
just put it in the house because we knew the next morning we'd be leaving for the hospital and be coming back till after Thanksgiving. So we didn't decorate it till we got back, Chris.
I'll allow it.
Okay, thank you.
It's allowed. You had a baby. Baby pass.
The question of the week for you guys is, it came from a real life experience that happened the other day. I'm walking and I see this guy. He's probably, I don't know. He's probably 10 years younger than me or something like that. Maybe more than that. He might have been like 20 or something like that. And he had a Overwatch shirt on.
Oh,
And
cool.
everything in me was like, tell him you love that game. Tell him you love that game. Tell him you love that game. And I couldn't bring myself to do it. So the question of the week for you guys is, do you guys talk to other gamers that you see out in the wild? Like if you were to see somebody with a shirt on of a game you loved, Tim, I know you would say something.
Oh my gosh, yes. I would say it with pride. I'm like, dude, I love that shirt.
Would you guys talk to other gamers? Chris?
Yeah, I actually had the exact same experience this past weekend. I guess I forgot to mention this in my update. We were looking at couches because Stacy wants to get a new couch. And we were looking at this one couch, talking to a salesperson, or Stacy was talking to a salesperson. I'm just kind of there. And this other couple comes up looking at the same couch because it's one of those big ones where we can be at one end, they can be at the other. Yeah. And that salesperson's talking to that couple, and the girl had an Overwatch shirt. And I went, "That's an awesome shirt." And like right in the middle of there, she's like trying to upsell them on this couch or whatever. And I just interrupted to say it, and they just look at me kind of scared. I was like, "Nice shirt, yeah, nice shirt." And then they just, okay, cool,
really?
cool.
And
then
that
they
was
kept
it?
walking and just went to the next couch.
That's awesome. Like,
that was all? You didn't even have a conversation about it?
No, didn't have a conversation. Yeah, they very much seemed like they were into their couch buying. So I was like, well,
see, that's why I don't. That's the exact thing that I'd be scared of happening, and that's why I don't do it.
Oh, just do it. All you have to do is just say "nice shirt."
The way that I think about it is like, look, you've got people who like video games. And then but a lot of them are like shy or introverted or whatever. So if they're at least willing to wear a shirt of a video game, they're a little bit more hardcore. They're probably willing to at least like nod or say, "Oh, thanks," or something. If not,
unless they got it at Goodwill.
Absolutely, man. When I wear my Big Daddy shirt and the guy from Cracker Barrel was like, "Nice shirt," I immediately said, "Have you played the collection yet?" He's like, "No, I'm saving up to do it though." So like, I immediately had a conversation with him.
That's awesome.
You wear that junk with pride, boy.
Right? Eduardo?
I would be more I'd be more likely to say something if it was a shirt that I kind of had to figure out. Like if it's just like a Mario shirt or Super Mario Brothers, I probably wouldn't say anything. But
You'd go and tackle them.
I know, right?
Just beat them up.
Yeah, rip the shirt off.
But if it's like Gabe's Joel and Ellie shirt where you wouldn't know it's a video game shirt.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. That is a tricky one.
But another gamer would recognize it, then I would probably say something.
That's only happened with one time on that shirt. And I'm so disappointed. Like, I wear it on purpose if I'm going to nerdy places just because I want somebody to say something about it. Because I think it's such a cool shirt and nobody ever says anything. Yeah. And then
where
randomly,
did you get that shirt anyway?
At the Naughty Dog booth at the E3, right?
No, at Naughty Dog.
Oh, at Naughty Dog. Gotcha.
Oh,
yes.
That's awesome. Bragger. Now I hate you even more because
well, you
of that.
asked.
I know. Yeah. I should have never asked, but dang
I didn't
that's
want it to
awesome.
be an answer that would make me jealous.
I know, right?
Exactly.
Too late.
I can't believe you made me name drop and everything.
I guess that would be one caveat to my answer of saying, yeah, I would say something to somebody with a shirt, is that it's got to be a game that I enjoy. Like, I'm not going to do it for just any old video. Like, just had Atari. I'm not going to be like, yeah, man, joysticks. You know, I'm not going to do that. But since that shirt in particular was an Overwatch one, and I really like Overwatch.
Yeah, man, that's a prime opportunity to be like, love that shirt, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't do it. I should have just said something.
Yeah, man.
I definitely wouldn't say it if it's Mario, because there's so many like green mushroom shirts out there and you know, 1-Up shirts and
Put
Mario
some effort
shirts.
into it.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're wearing like a Final Fantasy shirt or an Overwatch shirt, should have said something.
Yep, you should have.
And then it's a great way to bring up the podcast and be like, dude, join this amazing community. I was telling somebody about the podcast. Oh, the guys I'm doing the VO thing for yesterday, and they were like, "Oh, cool!" And just bragging on this community is something else. It's crazy.
It is.
Yep.
I was doing the same to Sarah. She was looking through my Twitter feed with me, and she was like, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Most of the people I communicate with are people from the community, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Exactly. And so I was just like, I don't know. I'm just blown away by this community. It's pretty incredible.
We got something good, man. Got something good.
Yeah, we do.
I think it's gonna work out, guys.
Yeah,
this podcast thing.
We're gonna make it to 221.
Yes, I think so. I'm feeling confident.
Yeah, that's good. Well, let us know. Do you guys talk to other gamers when you see them out and about? I want to know because I feel weird about everything.
And that's not just because you're sick at the moment?
No,
I feel weird about everything.
I feel weird about everything when it comes to that.
It's so weird though, dude, because you're such an outgoing guy anyway. So like those little things make you nervous.
I know, but gamers for some reason make me just a little bit nervous because they're like usually very smart but extremely introverted, and I don't want to be like, nice Overwatch shirt. Oh man, do you play that game? And then be like, I wouldn't be wearing the shirt if I didn't play the game.
They would never say that. If any gamers, they would probably, you would have to engage with them first anyway because they're introverted. So if you engage, then they'll start going to town. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man, that's usually what would happen.
Now I want a shirt that just says, I feel weird about everything.
Seriously, that's a great idea. I'm sure there's one out there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Oh, speaking of which, I will probably, I'm hoping to get some conversation because I just ordered, they did have a cyber deal on T Public or something like that. I ordered a Rocket League shirt. It's got the Rocket League logo and everything on it.
Nice.
I'm so excited.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Nice.
It's shipped too, so I can't wait to wear it.
That's awesome.
You shipped your shirt?
What's that?
I shipped my pants. I said, you shipped your shirt?
I shipped, ooh, don't say that 3 times fast.
That commercial was incredible.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
That was good.
All right, man. Well, you guys know what to do. Use hashtag AnswerMTTG, and it will be up on the forum, and I'll post it on Twitter this week, I promise. And thanks for being here. And I got to say thanks to my co-hosts for holding it down last week without me.
It was weird.
It was weird.
We missed you, but we knew you had to do your thing.
It was not weird. You guys did great.
I hope you feel better, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Thanks. I'm going to try. There's some bull crap up in here.
You're going to lose about 10 pounds, though. Lucky.
Hey, that would be good. Yeah.
Bingo.
Hopefully my stomach shrinks down to where it's not like, you should eat all that pizza.
You always eat all the pizza.
That's right. Always eat all the pizza.
I love it.
Well, I'm Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. And that is Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games. And we up out this thing.